They fake the give. Quarterback keeper Boone tries to get out of a tackle with a spin move. Does, loses his balance, and Kidwell's there to wrap him up. Hutchison in there causing the distraction for Boone early. And it'll be another gain of a yard. Bring up 3rd down and 8 for Smackover. Again, another big 3rd down for both teams as the clock nears the final 60 seconds of what has been, to say the least, an exciting first half of football.
Yes, sir.
They break the huddle. They'll move trips to the right of the formation. That's the far side of the field. Lone receiver to the bottom. Crockett to the right as well. Boone takes the snap. This time he'll look left. Deep stop route complete to Jaquez Modica, still on his feet, still moving forward, and he'll finally be wrapped up and brought down at the 25-yard line.
And Jacob, that's that little that's what I was talking about there. That little out route, he is really good with it because, I mean, once he gets it, he makes that spin, and if you're not ready, he can be gone.
Smackover trying to add one to the scoreboard here before the half. 47 seconds remaining. And we're waiting, finally get the signal from the head referee. Boone, he'll roll out to the right. He's got a man out in the flats. Pass is complete. That's Javon Modica. He's wrapped up, and that's a minimal gain. I tell you what, anytime you get the ball in 23's hands, if you're a Dragon fan, you hold your breath. You never know what that young man's going to be able to do with the football.
That's right. It's back over still with one timeout left, but I think they're trying to kind of hold it just in case deal. But it's kind of limited their options as long as it's taking them. Of course, fast there might not matter, but it's taken them quite a bit to get going here with this play.
15 seconds to play in the half. Clock's still moving. They're going to throw to the end zone. Got a man, incomplete, underthrew him. Cook got turned around on the coverage, but luckily Boone's pass was just shy of finding his receiver. Not sure who the intended target was. I believe that was King. Modica out there along the far side. Jaquez Modica, and it stops the clock with 9 seconds to play here in the first half. 3rd down and 6 coming for the Buckaroos.
And he was wide open. I mean,
yeah, he was. He got
scary.
Cook turned around there on the man coverage. As Junction City, they'll sub out. I believe they're going to go to a nickel package here. They'll move Javon over to the right. Twins to both sides of the formation. Crockett moves from right to left. Set by Boone. Takes the snap. Deep drop. He's going to throw to the end zone. And it is intercepted by Haynes in the end zone. And he's going to bring it out. He's at the 15, the 20. No time on the clock, and that'll do it. And so Junction City, big stand defensively. Haynes picks off Boone on the final play of the first half. And the horn sounded, and that should do it.
There is a flag, however.
Although there is a flag.
So hold everything.
Holding against Smackover.
Holding against Smackover. Penalty will be declined, and that will be the half. It's been an exciting 24 minutes here in Buckaroo Stadium, deep in the heart of Smackover, Arkansas, and we've got no reason to believe the final 24 won't be as exciting or probably even better. 26-20 is our score. Smackover on top of Junction City. This is Dragon Football on the Dragon Sports Network. We're going to step aside for 4 minutes. We'll be back after this. You're listening to Junction City Football on the Dragon Sports Network.
It is halftime, Buckaroo Stadium. Junction City falling behind 26-20, rallied to cut it to 26-20 at the half. And it has definitely been a wild affair here at Buckaroo Stadium. Like I said, it started out all Smackover, and it stayed that way for the most part until the Dragons started kind of putting things together. A couple of big plays, one of them being a 75-yard catch and run, Gabe Richard to Cavante Haynes, and that brought the Dragons within 8. The two-point conversion was successful, and that's where we're at the half, 26-20. And Jacob, we said it was going to be a barn burner, or it could have had the potential to be. We just wasn't sure. Didn't look like it was going to be, but now we're in one.
Yeah, they're starting to put around some of the old kerosene and gasoline around some abandoned barn here in Smackover, because they're definitely going to probably have to burn it before this one's over with, because just about 6 minutes until these teams come out for the second half. Again, 26-20 is our score. It's all Smackover there in the early going, and you didn't really see much life from Junction City on either side of the football. In fact, the Dragons come out, and you were looking, and it was like, man, defensively they just look dead, but then you get the big play, and then all of a sudden Smackover returns the ensuing kickoff, and they go back up 20, and it's just like, well, it's starting to look like it ain't our night. But then, hats off to the Dragons, offense, defense. They found a way to get the job done. Job's not done yet, but they've got themselves in a position to where they can fight back in this ball game, just trailing by 6.
And you're right, the job's not done. But we could say it like this: hey, there's 3 jobs here we got to do. Number one, we got to get back in this thing, settle down. They did that job too. Come out to halftime and let's be ready to do what we need to do to possibly get the lead in this game and take control. And job 3 is to finish. All right, they've had a problem with finishing in the past, so tonight's a big opportunity to achieve both 2 and 3. First thing you got to do, let me ask you this, Jacob. You're Coach Stephen Jones. What do you tell your team in the locker room at halftime?
Well, you tell your team you've got a ball game on your hands. With the way the momentum, we see just on the last 5 minutes of game action here in the first half, the Dragons get a stop on 4th down. They turn it over on a low snap. They're able to get back there and to put Boone on the turf to give him the football. And on the ensuing snap offensively, they snap it over Richard's head. He's unable to get on it, and they give it back to the Buckaroos. And so you're thinking, well, Smackover's got an opportunity to put it back to a double-digit advantage, and then they throw an interception to Cavante Haynes in the end zone there on the final play of the half. So, momentum has yet to find which team it wants to hang around with the longest tonight, because it just keeps going back and forth. So you're just as much in this one as you were when the opening kickoff happened.
Yeah, and basically, the only difference between here and the opening kickoff is you're down 6. But when you look at where they were at, you were down 20 and for a second, you might be down a little bit more. But the Dragons, like I said, they kind of reached inside themselves and said, hey, we're not going to go down easy. We're not going to go quietly into the night, like you said earlier, and they fought back and got in it. Now, let's talk about the defense. What does Dragon defense need to do going into the second half?
I don't think they change up anything. I think the way they looked there at the end of the first half, especially not breaking here on the final drive for Smackover, they had an opportunity to, increase their advantage. Defensive front has looked really good here as of late, probably about the midway through the second quarter. They've stepped it up. Kyle Kidwell, Samaje Livingston, they're battling inside. The Barnett brothers have been playing good. Jemiah Carroll's made some plays. Cook's been in on some stops. Javassier, the defense is starting to click, and they're starting to figure things out. But in the second half, it's going to be on that defensive front to pressure Smackover. Because if Boone has time to throw, if he has time to get it out to Javon and Jaquez Monica, Junction City's going to be in trouble, because those guys are shifty. They can move. They can make plays. They've caused a lot of the headaches Junction City had in the first quarter with the kickoff return, and then also the interception return. So it's going to come down to the Dragons. They've got to keep playing fast. They've got to keep playing hard, and they've got to limit Smackover's ability to get the ball into the hands of their playmakers. And if they do, get there in a hurry. Gang tackle, get to the football, try to make it as minimal damage as possible. Because Smackover, with all the athletes that they have, they're going to get their plays. But you've just got to be able to minimize the ones that you can.
So especially like you said, wrap up. When you go to make that tackle, you've got to wrap up, because you got a Monica out there that, if you don't wrap him up, you might not get another chance at him. and he could very easily be in the end zone. All right, let's talk about the offense. What's the offense got to do coming out of the locker room?
Well, there in the second quarter, you're actually starting to see Rashard get comfortable in the pocket. They got the big pass play to, I believe it was Haynes, 75 yards in the score. Really good read. He looked at his curl route, didn't see it, saw him on the deep post, connected with him. Haynes did the rest with his legs. You like to see that out of a young gunslinger. Starting to get him comfortable in the pocket is going to be key. And it's, again, we hear Coach Meeks talk about it all the time, and people probably think, well, he was an offensive lineman. He wants to put the spotlight on them. But no, the game is won or lost, specifically this one tonight in Smackover for Junction City in the trenches. The Dragon front, defensively and also on the offensive line, they've got to be able to open holes. Cook, he's got over 132 yards rushing on 18 carries. 55 of that came on one run. So they're going to have to grind away offensively, positive yards, keep moving forward, and have a chance to win it at the end.
Special teams, there was a couple breakdowns. What kind of adjustments, you being an old special teamer, I know you'll love this question, what kind of adjustments or what do you do to try to correct that? Well, we're having to do the onside kick thing, which makes sense. You got to keep the ball from getting in Monica's hands.
Well, special teams, there's not much different from any of the other two phases of the game, offense or defense. If you're on special teams, you've got to do your job. You can't try to get in somebody else's lane, specifically on kick coverage. You've got to stay in your lane, be responsible for your man. If you don't make the tackle, that's okay, but if you try to make the tackle when you really don't have an opportunity, you're opening up a running lane. So if a guy does break free, there's nobody responsible for that lane, and he's able to get a big gain. That's what we saw on the far sideline there. Junction City bunched up too far along the middle of the field, and he was able to score it on the far side of the sideline, of the Junction sideline, and scored. And so really it's just knowing your job, doing your job, and somebody's going to be in position to make a play.
And how important is special teams? That play you just talked about, you take that away, and we got either a 2-point Dragon lead, or we could say a tied at 20. I can't remember exactly how it went on the 2-point. Bottom line is this: that's 6 points is the difference. I guess the best way to put it is the difference right now in this game. One special teams play. 4:50 showing on the clock here at halftime. Union Kennel and Farm Supply halftime show. We're going to step away for 2 minutes. Watching Junction City football on the Dragon Sports Network. Buckaroo Stadium is still halftime. We've got about 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Just a quick reminder, Junction City is off next Friday, open date. And then the following Friday, we'll go to Haynesville to battle the Golden Tornado. After that, a little conference action. And then I believe the next home game for us will be the 28th. Right now, we're still waiting on the teams to come back. We're going to step out again. Watching Junction City football on the Dragon Sports Network. Back in 2 minutes.
Would you get your white tickets out?
Set to begin here in Smackover. The Buckaroos 26, Junction City 20. As the Dragons are taking the field, Buckaroos already along on their sideline. And I tell you what, if you joined us for any of the first half, we've got no reason to think that the second half won't be any different. This one, the way it's looking, is going to go down to whoever's got the football last.
Jacob, that's true. They put 2 more minutes back on the clock here as the teams are getting back on the field. We had a first half that, I mean, you had the wind blowing every which way and storm clouds rolling in and the Dragons falling behind. You're like, man, can this get any worse? And then right when it looks like Junction may can do a little something and get back in it, Smackover with the special teams play we talked about a while ago, that happens, and you're like, okay, yeah, it could get worse. We get a little momentum, they take it away from us. But give Coach Stephen Jones and this Dragon team credit. They reached in there a little deeper and pulled out some heart and fought back. And like I said, at the half, we only down 6. And if you saw any of this first half, you'd probably be surprised us saying that. This has been the Union Kennel and Farm Supply halftime show. We're about to conclude it here in a minute, get ready to start the second half. And before we do that, real quick, let's thank our sponsors. I'll read them off here real quick. El Dorado Chemical, as we mentioned, Union County and Farm Supply, or Union Kennel and Farm Supply, excuse me. Generations Bank, Terminex, Lennox, Red Roof Barbecue, Kim's Hair Salon, Junction City Floors, First Baptist Church, Hog Wild Piscatro, LG Farm and Timber, Kevin Norris Memorial in memory of Kevin Norris by his sister Jan. Our official apparel sponsor, Southern T-shirt and apparel. And providing the stats, Russell Sellier. A big shout out to all of these fine sponsors of the Dragon Sports Network. We appreciate everything they do. And don't let me forget, Jacob, the JC Band Boosters. They take care of us at the home games. Yeah, getting us some chow and all that good stuff. But a big shout out to all our sponsors. Thank you for supporting us. And now turning over to the man that, well, I won't mention him riding the mule backwards around the Commons area at SAU, but that did happen one time. Mr. Jacob Pumphrey.
Jack Smith's getting things teed up for the Dragons here to start the third quarter. It was an exhilarating 24 minutes of action in the first half, which resulted in a 26-20 Smackover lead at the intermission. As the third quarter is set to begin, Smith has it teed up at the 40-yard line along the near hash. He will be kicking toward the north end zone. Smackover with a 6-point lead, and they're going to onside it once again. Bounces around on the turf, and that's where the Buckaroos will have it just shy of midfield as Boone and company comes out for their first drive of the second half at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for Smackover.
And Buckaroos, of course, starting with great field position, Jacob, but the Dragons are one thing they're doing. They're taking away the return possibilities of Smackover. Of course, you're giving them great field position, but you're also looking at your defense saying, I know you can stop them. Shut them down. Let's get the ball back. And the White Hat getting everything set here. We are ready to go.
Boone to work out of the shotgun. Crockett to his left. And they give to Crockett on 1st down and 10. Not a bad gain there for the first drive. And that's going to be I believe that's going to be a friendly spot there for Junction City. I thought Crockett might have got a little more out of that one before being
driven back.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. He got drilled back, but I guess they're saying he was trying to break loose.
Officially, it'll go down as a 3-yard carry, bring up 2nd down and 7. The Bucks are across midfield. They fake to Crockett, being pressured as Boone throws it, passes in. Oh, a couple of Dragons were there. Nobody saw the deflection. We're trying to hook up with a man out of his backfield.
Pass is incomplete.
That was number 22, Dawson Biggers, the intended receiver.
There was 3 Dragons there. If one of them looks up, guess what's floating in the air?
Yeah, they're gifted with a football, and they can just fall down on it. It'd be great field position for the Dragon offense. 3rd down and 7 for the Buckaroos. Trips to the far side of the field, which is the right. That'll be the sprint out for Boone. He'll throw. Pass is incomplete off the turf, and it'll bring up a 4th down for Smackover. And we'll see what Smackover decides to do, and I believe they're going to punt it away here. So we talked about it in the Union Kennel and Farm Supply halftime show. Junction City defensively keep doing what they're doing, and it definitely spilled over into the third quarter. Big stop from the Dragons here to start the second half.
And now you definitely want to take advantage of this momentum here. Get the ball, get a drive going, get some more points.
Jakyron Cook standing at about his 11-yard line. Another high snap. And a soft kick. It's going to bounce around. Take a Smackover bounce inside the 20. And that's where they'll touch it down at about the 18-yard line. 55 seconds into the third quarter. It'll be Junction City football after the Dragon defense forces a 3-and-out. They trail by 6. 26-20 is our score. This is Junction City and Smackover on the Dragon Sports Network. You look to the Dragons sideline. Far side of the field is the left side. Junction City moving from left to right. They make a couple of shifts. Cook moves to the right of Richard. He'll throw on 1st down. Pass is incomplete, broken up. Was trying to hook up with Haynes. Good coverage. That was Biggers.
Biggers with good position there, Jacob, making a good play. Kind of scared me for a second. I thought, oh, no, intercepted. He come up kind of stumbling a little. But give that young man credit, a good play. However, if that got completed, it might have been a foot race.
Incompletion stops the clock at 10:59 to play third quarter. Same formation for the Dragons. They'll operate out of the pistol. Richard to throw on 3rd down. He's got a man. Oh, Haynes got in between the corner and the safety. Richard unable to thread it in there to him. Overthrows him. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 for Junction City.
And, man, you hate to see him misfire on that one because if he catches it, it's another race. That route has been there a couple times. Of course, they scored a touchdown on it, and hopefully there'll be a chance to go back to it.
Pistol formation on 3rd and 10. 3-step drop. He looks left. He's got a man. That's, I believe, Logan Pepper with the reception. He'll pick up about 7 yards. It'll bring up a 4th down and 3 for Junction City. Ball spotted at the, I believe they're going to spot at the 27-yard line. And so probably another quick punt opportunity for the Dragons. Actually, they're lined up to go for it.
They are showing
They'll
that.
keep it in tight here on 4th and 3. And they're going to get cooked. It's not going to matter what happens here. They're going to get them with a false start.
And then we'll definitely have to kick here.
There is a penalty on the play.
That play was a little shaky to start with. Everybody, it looked like we wasn't quite ready, and we was trying to get ready. Give Pepper credit on their reception. He catches the ball, he fights forward, and instead of trying to make a fancy move, so just get what you can get. Good job there that gave us the chance, and we kind of let it get away from us.
And so you got to think Junction City's definitely going to punt it away here.
Yeah.
With 10-17 to play in the 3rd quarter. Backed up deep into their own territory after the penalty. Ball spotted at the 21-yard line. And so it's going to be a quick kick here. The hard count from Richard. And he gets the signal from Coach Jones. Again, be surprised if this is not a punt. High snap, almost blocked out there on the edge. That's a risky play call. Monica fields it at the 47-yard line, runs out of a couple of tacklers, and still on his feet. And he's got an angle. He's got the sideline, a couple of men to beat, makes another man miss. 10-5, touchdown, Smackover.
Again, special teams, they're grabbing him up high, and he's slipping out. You got to wrap him up and bring him down. When you don't, that happens.
And so that pushes the lead. 52-yard punt return by Jaquez Modica. With 9:50 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Go back to right near, well, I say about around the 45. It looked like you thought they had him wrapped up, and then he just.
They literally had him bear hugged, and he somehow squirmed out of that, and that was all he needed. As Crockett gets the carry on the 2-point try, runs out of the tackle attempt from Ware, and he'll be wrapped up and brought down. 2-point conversion is no good, but with timeout on the field, 9:50 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Smackover strikes again on special teams. They've got a 12-point advantage, 32-20. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. This is Junction City Football on the Dragon Sports Network and 101.5 The Hog. Quarter action, 52-yard punt return by Jaquez Modica, and it's a 32-20 Smackover lead over Junction City as Harvey Williams has things teed up at the middle of the 40-yard line. And that ball will hit and die, so it will have to be fielded. I believe that's Haynes. He picks it up. He'll move across the 30-yard line. I believe they'll give him the 31, and that's where Junction City will come out and have it 1st and 10.
Well, we'll say it again. Offense, get out there, settle down, get a drive going, get some points, and just keep clawing away. There's definitely some things that can be worked on during the off week. There's no doubt about that. But right now, you want to see the offense get going. Let's get some points. You don't want to keep yourself in this hole too long.
Pistol formation for Richard. Cook the back directly behind him. Twins receivers to the short side of the field. They give to Cook on 1st down. He'll go over left guard, still on his feet. Be about a 7 or 8 yard gain. Bring up a manageable 2nd down as we near the 9.5 minute mark of the 3rd quarter. And I tell you, talk about the score, 32-20. 21 points, or I guess, take away 2-point tries, 18 points have come in non-offensive scores. A punt return, a kick return, and an interception return for Smackover. Just 14 points is what the offense is responsible for the Bucks tonight.
Yeah. This, well, I'll get to it after this play here.
2nd down and 2. Hard count from Richard. They look to the sideline, they get the play, they'll go to the right side, far side of the field. Cook runs into one guy, stones him. He'll pick up the 1st down and reset the chains for the Dragons as he stopped at the 43-yard line.
Good solid run by Cook there to get the 1st down. But, Jacob, what I was going to say, talk about those 18 points. You misfire on a play, they take the interception in, the 2 special teams. Take that away. The defense, basically, for the most part, has done what they've had to do. You knew they were going to give up some points to an explosive Smackover offense. But for the most part, the defense has done what they're supposed to do.
Out of the pistol on 1st and 10 from the 43. Cook gets it along the right side, following a couple of his blockers. Another solid run right there from Jakiron. He had 132 yards at the break. He's over $150 already tonight. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 4 for the Dragons. I believe they're going to spot it at the midfield stripe.
And he is, well, without a doubt, been the workhorse. You could say the first game against Harmon Grove, he ran, 30 rushes. Tonight, well over 20 now, I would say.
Carroll gets the carry on 2nd down and 4. Still on his feet. Hard run right there from Jemiah Carroll. Picks up the 1st down on a 6-yard carry.
Tackled by Bigger Cook.
And the Dragon offensive line, let's give them credit. They're starting to get a little bit of control there. You want to see them keep taking control, but they're starting to get just enough hold there. Let these guys get to the either outside or, in Cook's case, coming off tackle kind of and picking up some very good yardage.
32-20 is our score. 8 minutes to play, 3rd quarter action. Smackover leading by 12. Junction City driving. Ball at the 45-yard line. They give to Carroll. Slow running. Following his blocks, a patient run by Jemiah Carroll, and that's what Junction City needs.
Well, you like to see Carroll stepping in here and taking some of the rushes because you don't have Gibson. We talked about that. You won't have him till after Haynesville. And we talked about in the pregame, you want to see one of these guys step into the, we'll just call it the number 2 role right now. And Carroll is showing that he can do that.
Responsible for the first Dragon score tonight, a 10-yard carry. Got Junction City on the board. They're going to throw here on 2nd down, incomplete. Not a bad idea. You run, try to catch him off guard, but Richard's pass, he just still looks a little uncomfortable in the pocket. It wasn't really due to pressure. It's just like he couldn't get his feet set enough to feel confident in his throw.
Yeah, that's I think good analysis there because you could tell remember when Randall Holyfield, when he took over in 13, Jacob, you talked about he grew into the offense. He was getting comfortable with it, and that's what you need to see Richard do.
3rd down and a long 3 here. 7:25 to play, 3rd quarter. They give to Cook. Nowhere to go in the backfield. He stopped. Several Buckaroos in on the tackle. And that'll bring up a 4th down for the Dragons and a decision. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line of Smackover.
Lost on the play, 4th down for the Dragons.
You got to think they're probably just going to go for it here.
Yeah, I would be surprised if they don't. And really, that's probably the best thing to do. You just go ahead and roll the dice, go for it. And if you don't get it, you turn to your defense and say, okay, shut them down, get us the ball back.
Richard looks to the sideline, gets the sign or the signal from Coach Jones. Haynes, the lone receiver, to the right.
The slant is there, by the way.
Cook moves from the right to the left. They give to him. Cut back across the grain. He's going to be close to the marker. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to depend on the judge on the far side. And I believe he's going to be just, it may come down to a measurement. I'm not sure. They're moving the ball to the left hash. They're going to let the official on the far side measure it. He had the spot. And they're going to have to call a measurement right here. I don't know if.
Boy. We got a couple of Buckaroos injured. I mean, don't think it's nothing bad. A little shook up. It's going to be close, Jacob.
If you're able to see our feed, getting a good camera shot right there. It's going to be close. Buckaroos are coming off the field under their own power, so that's good to see. And first down, Junction City.
First down.
And an emphatic first down motion from the head official.
Oh,
and
man.
Smackover's head coach all the way on the other
He
side
come
of
all
the
the way.
hash to talk about that one. Wow. So that keeps the drive alive. That was a tough run from Jakyron Cook. Was trying to go off right guard, kind of a halfback cutback.
Yeah.
And was able to get back along that left side, met a couple of guys at that second level, kept his feet churning, and just got enough to reset the chains for Junction City here with 6:33 to play in the third quarter.
And I think they're still discussing it. That was, of course, that you heard that read. That was a credit card game 12 years ago
against our opponent last week.
Like against our opponent last week. That's still kind of a tough one in Dragon folklore right there. The credit card game. That was a close one. Now you want to take advantage of it. And now Smackover, they're still, I guess, I'm going to guess they're still discussing it here with the officials.
Well, as far as I can tell, I don't know ever in the history of football if they've ever officially made the first down motion, and then didn't decide to, go the other way.
I think what he's doing here, this may be a little ploy to get the team fired up, get the fans back in it, because he's here. The Buckaroo fans are coming to life now. Sometimes you go out there and argue just to do that.
Yeah, exactly. You see a lot of it in baseball. You know, your managers will go out to argue just to try to get their guys into the game.
Knows he's losing. It ain't even an argument anyway. No, he ain't going to get nothing out of it, but you fire your team up. And I think that's what that was there. I can give him credit. Good move.
1st and 10 for Junction City after the hard fourth down run by Jakyron Cook. 6:33 to play, third quarter. Junction back at it. Richard in the pistol. Cook to his right. 3-step drop. He's going to throw on first down. Going to go up the right side. He's got Hayes in his hands. It's caught at the 15. And the Dragons are in the purple zone.
What a play. And I first of all, good job by Richard. I'm going to throw it up there, big boy. Go get it. Haynes said, that's not a problem. I'll go get it. And he brings it in. And hopefully that gives Richard a little more confidence there, kind of get him going.
He threw that to where only Cavante could make a play on the football. That was a seasoned throw from the young fella. And it's 1st and 10 once more from the 15. They give to Cook on first down over left side. He's got a lot of running room. And that'll be about a 6-7. We'll give him 7.5 on the carry. As we near the 6-minute mark of the third quarter, the Dragons are inside the 10. Mark them down at about the 8-yard line. And they're going to get Cook again. He's going to have to get with the snap count.
He is. I don't know if he's lapsing there or what. He's going. That's not a very good move by Cook. Got to pay attention.
And that'll back the Dragons up 5, so it'll bring up about a second down. We'll call it 8. Still great field position for Junction City. After the penalty, they'll put the football at about the 12-yard line. 12-13, hard to see from this angle. Second down and 8. Richard takes the snap. He's going to look left, pressured. He's going to throw it up, corner. Not sure who come away with it. Two people are on the football, and they're going to say intercepted and a touchback.
A good play. Give them credit. That was a good coverage. It was a good throw. I'm not trying to see who made the interception. It was on the far side there.
Not sure who come away with it. I believe it might have been.
Pass intercepted by Braylon Love.
Braylon Love on the interception. I tell you what, you got to think if Richard can get that ball away right before he's contact. I don't know if the contact had anything to do with the ball coming up just short, but I mean, just that was a good play. It was a good throw. He got it to his man, but a good, even better play by Love on the interception. And Smackover's got it at the 20. They give to Crockett, nowhere to go. Dragon defensive line again.
Dexter Crockett on the carry. Tackled by DJ Hill.
DJ Hill, Tate Barnett, Samaje Livingston all in on the stop. 5.5 to play, third quarter action. Smackover 32, Junction City 20. Dragons had a chance to punch one in. Pass was intercepted in the end zone.
Yep.
They come away empty on the potential drive that could have brought them back within a possession.
Yeah, that's what I say, that big opportunity there, and we failed to punch it in. You need a big stop here, get the ball back.
Trips formation to the right. That's the far side of the field. Lone receiver all the way down to the bottom. Boone to throw. He'll go toward the wide side. The pass is caught. It was bobbled. Still hung on. Great job by King. Concentration and all to haul it in, and he falls across the 30-yard line up to the 31, and that'll reset the chains for the Buckaroos.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Little bounce there. The bounce goes the Buckaroos' way. And they make a play off of it. Junction City, still got time here. Shut them down. You know, I keep saying it, but you want the defense to make a big stop here, get that ball back, because offense is starting like it's clicking.
1st and 10 from the 31. They give to Crockett. And he's still on his feet. Finally brought down. Nice play. The third level of the defense. DeAndre Malone coming in on the stop.
And, Jacob, they're making their living. You watch the interior of that Dragon defensive line doing its job. They shut them down. They're coming kind of off tackle, working the flats. That's where they're making their living at right now, and they're doing a good job of it.
2nd down and 4 for the Buckaroos. They've had a lot of success running to the trip side. You start spacing those linebackers out. And they'll fake the give to Crockett. Boone will keep it. And he'll, I believe, move across the 40-yard line. They'll spot him at the 41. That should be enough for another 1st down. And that will be. That'll reset the chains once again for Smackover, who's starting to put together a pretty good little drive here with 4 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter.
And another Buckaroo 1st down. And Smackover, this is the opportunity for them here to take complete control of the game, especially as we get into the waning moments of the 3rd quarter. They can keep this drive going and eat clock up, and it's just to make it harder on Junction City to respond.
12-point deficit for the Dragons. Chains reset for the Buckaroos. Junction City defense trying to get set. And they give to the running back. I believe that's Biggers. And I believe he's going to pick up another 1st down. That's going to be about a 10-yard carry as he moves into Junction City territory at the Dragon 49-yard line.
And our defense, like it just wasn't, especially the secondary, wasn't quite sure how to get set. They were still moving at the snap, trying to get in position.
Just short of the 1st down, 2nd down and inches.
Just short of the 1st down. 2nd down and less than a yard.
Need a turnover.
Under 3:20 to play 3rd quarter. They give to Biggers again, and I believe he very well could be short again. It's going to be tough.
Well, if you spot the ball, which is what they're supposed to do, he did not get it. But it's going to depend. It was like a while ago with us.
Tate Barnett, the first Dragon there on the stop. Official timeout for measurement.
Well, I'm going to say no, he didn't, but I say that and then.
We'll keep it here for the measurement.
They got to come all the way over from the far side.
So I believe a couple of Smackover fans are kind of irate at the fact that they're going to bring the chains over here to measure this one. Or in Junction City's 4th down on the last drive, they just moved the football to the left hash. Probably no rhyme or reason why they did that, but 1st down nonetheless for the Buckaroos with 3:09 to play 3rd quarter. So they've been steadily eating clock here, and they've moved it into Dragon territory as the chains will reset for a fresh set of downs at the 48-yard line of the Dragons.
Correction, that's actually the 48, not the 52. There's no such thing as a 52-yard line in football.
I'm gonna let that go there.
Twins to the right. Boone in the shotgun. They give to Crockett. He's met in the backfield. He's shifty. Ball's on the ground. It's going to be picked up by Junction City. Just what the Dragons needed. Crockett looked like he was going to be met in the backfield, was able to shift his way out of it, but in the process, trying to move the ball from one hand to the other, put it on the ground, and the Dragons come away with it.
And a big opportunity. Said a while ago, we need a turnover. We got it. 3 minutes left to go in the 3rd. Here's a chance for Junction City now to get a score before the end of the quarter if you can. Because if you can go into the fourth quarter just down one score, it's a lot better than going in there, hey, we need 2 scores here to get back in this thing.
Jakarion Barnett on the recovered fumble for Junction City. First down and 10 run by Cook. It's going to result in about 5 yards. And so we've seen turnovers kind of shift the momentum a little bit for both teams. The Dragons were robbed of a touchdown in the end zone on the interception. And then a promising drive from Smackover resulted in a fumble, and the Dragons have it. Second down and 5. Cook met in the backfield, still on his feet. And he's going to be able to pick up, I believe, a first down.
That should
Launches himself across midfield, and looks going to be close to a first down. It looked like it shouldn't even be close. It should have already.
I'm going to say
and there it is. Okay, yeah, no need to measure it. I mean, he was clearly across the marker. With 2:24 to play in the third quarter, Dragons trailing by 12. 32-20 is our score. Offset eye, Richard. And Cook's met in the backfield and nowhere to go.
Jacob, they are shooting gaps there coming in. And best way to offset that is a fake and hit something in the flat if you can maybe. But you watch them, they are selling out completely to the run now. They're not even looking for the pass. And they are coming hard. There's no doubt about it.
Under 2 minutes to play, third quarter action. Dragons behind the chain, 2nd and 11. They give to Cook along the left side. There he got some run room. I didn't even see the safety. I thought he was just kind of trotting there.
I did too.
A big running lane. Tell you what, old John Rogers back in the old Pee Wee playing days would have said he'd been able to drive a chicken truck through that one.
He could have drove that chicken truck backwards through there. I'm like you. I didn't see the safety anywhere. I'm like, what's going on here? But
that's why he kind of slowed up. He was trying to make a move on him, but a big run regardless. After the 16-yard run from Jakyron Cook, Carroll gets it on 1st and 10. He'll carry across the 30-yard line.
For about 6, I'd say, Jacob, on that one.
And I believe you're right, 6 on the carry from Carroll, who's spelling Cook. 2nd and 4 for Junction City. Pistol formation from Richard. Pepper and Haynes, the receivers to the left side. Carroll gets it along the right. Now the ball's on the ground, and that's going to be Smackover football.
Yeah.
Somebody just put their hat right there on the football as Carroll was on his way down.
And that one hurts big time. 2 opportunities to score, and both times turnovers killed us.
It'll be 1st and 10, Buckaroos.
And so the last 3 drives collectively have ended in turnovers. With 1:07 to play in the third quarter, 32-20 is our score.
You're going to ask your defense again, make some big stops here, get the ball back, and see if we can get something going.
And there's going to be a timeout on the field. Smackover's going to call one to talk things over. We'll step aside with him. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Smackover 32, Junction City 20. This is Dragon Football on the Dragon Sports Network and 101.5 The Hog.
Smackover leading 32-20, taking over at the Junction City 13-yard, at their own 13-yard line, excuse me here. I was getting ready to put them down on our 13. Dragons once again had a promising drive going, ends in a turnover. And right now you want that defense to come back out, make a stand, and let's see if we can get something going. And Jacob, get something going will be the key, but right now we got to get that ball back.
1:07 to play, third quarter action coming out of the timeout. Both teams appear set. Dragons trailing by 12, 32-20 is our score. Dragons turned one over in the end zone. Smackover turned one over to end a promising drive, and then Junction City coughed it back up to end a drive that had moved down inside the 20. And they give to the running back. I believe that's Crockett, still on his feet, down the sideline, finally going to be forced out of bounds. That's a big run by Crockett, going to be a gain of about 28 yards.
Now, I mean, he got on that sideline like they've been doing all night and shifted it into gear, made a couple of nifty little moves, got the Bucks out from their own end of the field and put them in some great field position.
Actually, they're going to mark him down shy of the 40. It's going to be about the 38-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 25 yards. 56 seconds, playing the third quarter clock rolling. Trips to the far side of the field. That's the right. Boone, three-step drop, throws, quick route, in and out of the hands, and it falls incomplete. Trying to connect with Jackson Cook. That'll stop the clock with 48 seconds. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for Smackover.
You kind of wonder with a 2-touchdown lead in the way they, especially like I said, they're making their living off tackle there. Surprised to see the Bucks really even want to throw right now. You think they want to go ahead and eat clock and, kind of put us back on our heels some.
They give to Crockett on 2nd down, and that's going to be a good carry.
Dexter Crockett on the carry.
I tell you what, he was met at the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Tackled by Tanner Barnett.
And Barnett was the one that met him, but Crockett just carried Barnett for a good probably 7 yards.
Yeah.
It'll bring up a 3rd down and 3. We're under 30 seconds to play here in the third quarter.
And, Jacob, that's one of the first successful runs they've had in the interior of that middle of that Dragon line tonight.
And Smackover appears to be content. They're going to head to the fourth quarter. And we're going to go ahead and head with them. 10 seconds to play. 32-20 is our score. Junction City trailing by 12. Fourth quarter action when we come back. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. This is Dragon Football on the Dragon Sports Network and 101.5 The Hog.
The final quarter here, it's Buckaroo Stadium in Smackover, Arkansas. And the Buckaroos on top 32-20, Junction City. Trying to stop the Bucks and get the ball back and try to get something going on the offense. And, Jacob, that's the key right now. Make a stop here.
3rd down and 3. Big play for both sides. They give to Crockett. He's going to have some running room. Makes one man miss. Getting to the sideline, he's got some space. 40, 35, 30, out of bounds. A 1st down on the big gain. He's out of bounds at the 26-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 28 yards from Crockett.
I'm sorry, it's kind of like a little delay there if you watch how they done it. And a good call because the Junction was closing in, and then all at once he just comes out of like a draw play, except he swings it outside, and he's nifty enough to make some things happen, and he did.
Down to the 26-yard line. That's another Smackover Buckaroo.
Ball at the 26-yard line, right hash. Twins to the far side of the field. Boone in the shotgun. Javon Modica gets the handoff here on 1st and 10. The shifty fella, he's going to make his way to the Dragon sideline. Tries to stiff arm. Haynes finally wrestles him and brings him down. That'll be a gain of about 7 yards. Bring up a 2nd down and 3 for Smackover. 11.5 to play, fourth quarter.
And the Buckaroos showing they can work speed. They can go both sides of the field with a very good run. Again, Monica kind of like the run we just saw previously. They flip it and work it outside, and they get outside. It's hard to deal with them.
Javon picks up 7. So we near the 11-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Smackover trying to put this one just about out of reach, leading by 12. They widen out with the Twins formation to the far side of the field. Ball sits on the left hash, shotgun. They give to Javon Monica up the middle. Couple of Dragons on his back. Little fella still churning his feet. He's inside the 10, down to the 9.
Trying to go for the strip there, force a turnover, and best thing to do sometimes is just try to get them down and don't let them get any more.
That's another Smackover Buckaroo.
Under 11 to play. Clock ticking downward at about 10:45. Crockett checks back into the game for Smackover. They break the huddle. Biggers, Javon, Monica, and King to the right in the trips formation. Ball set on the left hash, short side of the field. They give to, Boone keeps it.
Good play by Brady Hutchinson there to trip them up. And that'll bring up 2nd and goal. And Jacob, the defense here, there's so much you got to watch out for because Smackover has a number of options with the weapons they got.
2nd down and goal.
You got to be ready to handle your area and your assignment.
We've hit the 10-minute mark here of the fourth quarter, and you got to think that's what Smackover's doing, just trying to eat some clock here, especially down here with an opportunity to punch another one in. If you can score to make it an 18-point game while also eating some clock, you might as well feel like you've scored twice.
Yep. Well
Boone
said.
in the shotgun. Low snap to his left side. He gives to Crockett and moves into a group of fellas and just moves into the end zone for the touchdown.
And thought for a second there they had him, and then he come back, or he just kind of disappeared in the crowd and comes out on the other end into the end zone. And now that hole has really gotten deep. Going for the 2.
It's an 18-point advantage for the Buckaroos. 38-20 is our score with 9:41 to play in the ball game. This would double up that's going to be an extra point attempt. This would make it a 19-point game. Williams on, Cook to hold, gets the snap down, and the kick is hard to tell. It is good.
Snuck it in there.
9:41 to play in this one. Smackover 39, Junction City 20. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. This is Junction City Football on the Dragon Sports Network and 101.5 The Hog. We're back here at Buckaroo Stadium, 9:41 to play in the game. 39-20 is our score. Smackover on top by 19. They just punched one in here before the break, and they're set to kick things off to Junction City. Now, if you're the Dragons, put pressure on that offense, they're going to have to score, and they've showed they can score quickly. They had a 2-play, I believe, 68-yard drive earlier in the game, and then they had a 1-play, 75-yard drive. So they can score quickly, and they're going to have to, and then rely on that defense once more. Williams has it teed up from the 40, and it's going to be a corner to the right side. Haynes fields it at the 20. He's going to work back toward the middle of the field. Still on his feet, spins out of one tackle. He's at the 40, and he'll be brought down at about the 43-yard line. So a pretty good return right there by Cavante Haynes, unofficially about 23 yards, and that's where Junction City will have it first down and 10 from the 43-yard line with 9:32 to play.
And you got good field position, so you got a good return. Now to capitalize, like you said, Jacob, they can't waste too much time. And it's a good opportunity to you work on your hurry-up offense because these games, like I said, they're non-conference, but they're also that opportunity to get a lot of good work out of it.
Richard to work out of the pistol. Cook not set directly behind him, more so to the right. And they're going to give it to him on the pitch. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go. And if you're Junction City, you got to think Richard's going to have to throw some here to get them back into the ball game.
Yeah, that would be the only way to do it because watch Smackover when we come up to the line of scrimmage. Watch how many guys go back into that box. They're not worried about anything deep or nothing. They're coming.
Yeah, they've got 8 in the box right now, two safeties. Richard to throw, being pressured from the backside, being pressured from the front side as well. He's sandwiched at about the 32-yard line.
They shot the gaps again, and nobody there to protect.
That's going to be about an 11-yard loss. Junction City going the wrong way. And now they're faced with a third down.
Third down and 19.
I was going to say about 17. PA said 19.
From about the 34. Yeah. Under 8.5 to play, clock rolling. They break the huddle quickly. They're set. Richard takes the snap. Quick throw out to Cook. Had a couple of blockers. Tried to cut it back across the grain. If he's able to keep his feet, he's going to have some running room. But a great job by Smackover to keep him contained. And now if you're Junction City with 8 minutes to play, you trail by 19, I think you got to go for it here.
At this point, if you go down in defeat, does it matter if it's 19, 25, or whatever? You got to go for it here. Try to get a first down.
Exactly.
Keep some life in you here.
4th and 18 from the 36. Direct snap to Cook, reverse. That was read like a book.
That was read way.
Fooled no one. Loss of 6. Turnover on down. Smackover's got it 1st and 10 at the Junction City 30-yard line.
And, Jacob, you see some things. One thing there, if you'll notice on the pitch is Richard's doing, it's like he's kind of in a hurry to get rid of the ball. He wants to get that ball out there as quick as he can. And that tells you he's still not quite comfortable with the offense, comfortable with what he's wanting to do. And that's something that maybe during the off week here, before you go to Haynesville, we're going to get them a little more relaxed, maybe some more reps in there. But right now in defense, you're asking them to step in there and at least stop them, keep them out of the end zone.
Got 3 timeouts to work with, and you got a negative gain there on 1st and 10, at least back to the original line of scrimmage. And if you're Smackover, you're running this play clock all the way down to 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, in fact, you watching it close because you don't want to get in a hurry or nothing here. You got everything on your side.
This one will be at about 7 minutes when snapped. They break the huddle, Twins formation to the left. Lone receiver is Monica to the bottom. They give to Crockett. He'll work over left guard, spins, and brought down. It'll be a gain of about 5 as he gets near the 25-yard line.
And the Buckaroos are doing just like we said. They're just letting that clock melt. And as it melts, it cuts down on dragging opportunities.
Yeah, by the time this one snapped, we'll be under 6.5 to play.
It's not that Junction City didn't have opportunities. The interception in the end zone, you had to fumble going in.
You had 2 scoring drives right there. You take away the punt return for a touchdown, and if you are able to get those 2 touchdowns, you're I don't know if it'd be a tie ball game, but it would definitely be a one-possession contest. High snap, bobbled around in the air, and Boone will just fall on that. So that'll help Junction City. Clock will continue to run.
Well, a couple of areas definitely got to work on. One is getting the offense a little more in sync, and I think that'll happen as you look at, you're working with a sophomore quarterback and all, and you're looking at a lot of new personnel in certain areas. But one area that's definitely got to be a concern to Coach Jones and his staff is special teams. That's what's hurt us tonight more than anything. Like you said, you take away 18 of those points, and it's a different game. But that's part of the game, and you can't take it away. So it's something that's definitely got to be worked on. And also just, telling these guys, hey, we're going to be all right. These games don't matter in the end when you get to conference.
Trips to the left, deep drop for Boone. He's pressured. Now he's going to tug it and try to run with it. Moves out of one tackle. He'll try to get to the Junction City sideline, stays on his feet, and now there's going to be a flag on the play.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be a block in the back.
There is a penalty on the play.
That'll stop the clock at 5:17.
And that shows, again, that shows just the speed the Buckaroos have got, the elusiveness, if I can say that right. It just, they're hard to defend. And this team, I'll tell you now, they got a chance to go a long ways this year, Jacob. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I'll put it this way. Smackover played Foreman on Monday, and right now they've put up 42 and 39. That's, I believe, 81, if my math's correct. 81 points on the top 1 and 2 ranked teams in Class AA. So that says a lot about what the Buckaroos have offensively.
Yep.
And right now they look like they might be in striking distance for more, depending on what the penalty call here is. And it's going to be on Smackover, blocking the back.
Smackover.
Yeah, right at the end of the play, saw it.
Correction. Blocking the back against Smackover.
And that'll back them up. Ball will be spotted out the 35-yard line. With 5:17 to play, it'll bring up a 4th down for the Buckaroos. If I'm Smackover, I'll just punt it away right here and just try to pin Junction City.
Yeah, because
if anything, even if you punt it into the end zone, they're getting it at the 20. So, you would force the Dragons to have to go 80 with 5 minutes, and then they've got to score 2 more times. So, the more that clock ticks away, the more this one is further and further out of reach for Junction City.
Maybe what they're fixing to do here, I think. Yeah.
They're going to run the clock down.
Timeout. Smackover.
We're going to step away for 30 seconds while they do that. Junction City football on the Dragon Sports Network. .451 remaining here at Buckaroo Stadium, and Junction City in a hole, pretty rough hole, 39-20. Buckaroos are facing a 4th down, and not sure what they're going to do. I would think more than like Jacob said, punt and back us up. It looks like they might be. Well, I think that's what they're going to do. Wasn't sure at first. They took a timeout, talked it over, and now it looks like they are going to punt it away. And, Jacob, like I said, plenty to work on during the bye week, no doubt about it.
Definitely, for sure. As to see Junction City probably looked as if they conditioned a little more here this past week, which it was hot last Friday night, but that's going to be a high snap. Again, it's corralled, and that will not be a very good punt. I don't know if that got back to the original – to get back to the line of scrimmage where they snap it from the 35. It's going to be about a 6-yard punt, I believe. But at this point in the game, 4:41 left, Junction City trailing by 19. It's going to be a tough, not impossible. I've seen some crazy things in this game of football, but they're going to have to score within the next probably couple of plays and then get the football back quickly and hope a lot of things go in their favor.
Yeah, very, very much so. Like I said, a couple things that they got to work on. We talked about that before, but right now you still want to try to get some more points on the board, battle to the end. And here in a second.
Bouchard takes the snap. He's going to throw along the left side. Pass is incomplete, and there's going to be a flag.
Pass is incomplete.
And they were trying to hook up with Haynes. I believe that was Javon Modica on the coverage. That probably would have been classified as a mugging in all 50 states. Haynes never had a chance to get to the football.
And in the District of Columbia, too.
The District of Columbia and possibly Puerto Rico. 39-20 is our score. That's going to help Junction City out. Only took about 5 or 6 seconds off the clock.
Well, we got a chance here real quick. The title sponsor for the DSN, El Dorado Chemical. Union Kennel and Farm Supply is our title sponsor for our coverage of Junction City football. Generations Bank, Terminex, Lanix, LG Farm and Timber. It's Jan Norris Pepper in memory of her brother Kevin Norris Memorial. And I'll get the rest after this play.
They motion Cook out of the backfield on 1st and 10. Pass incomplete, trying to hook up with Hutchison.
The apparel sponsor of the Dragon Sports Network, Southern T-Shirt Company, Kim's Hair Salon, Junction City Florist, Hog Wild Pest Control, Red Roof Barbecue. Stats provided by Russell Sellier, First Baptist Church, Junction City, and the Junction City High School Band Boosters. A big thank you to all of these fine sponsors we have.
4:32 to play, fourth quarter action. 39-20 is our score. Dragons in a deep hole, trying to drive here and punch one in. Ball is hit at the line of scrimmage. I believe it was hit. I couldn't tell if anybody got their hand on it or not. The pass will fall incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 4:28 to play. Bring up a second down and 10. No, it should be, third down and 10, excuse me. From the 43-yard line.
Dragons looking for some magic.
Bouchard takes the snap, quick throw. It's going to be complete to Haynes, and he's going to be close to the first down marker, just about 2 yards shy. He does move the football across midfield and down to the Smackover, I believe, the 48-yard line. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 49, just shy of the 48. Clock stops to.
Play went out of bounds.
Play did go out of bounds. I do apologize. Play goes out of bounds. Bring up a 4th down and 2 for Junction City. You got to think this is the game right here.
Yeah, this is it here.
They're going to keep it in tight under center. They're going to give to, I believe that's Cook. He'll plow forward. He's got the first down. That'll keep the drive alive. With 4:15 to play in the fourth quarter, they'll stop the clock to reset the chains. Ball spotted at the 45-yard line of Smackover.
How about Jonio? Preston Davis, 1st and 10.
Bouchard takes a snap, pump fake. He's got a man. That's Logan Pepper. It's caught at the 20-yard line. Nice pump fake right there from Bouchard. Got the corner bit in just a little. Pepper got behind the coverage. Might have been like a sluggo route or something of that order.
Yep.
That'll put Junction City in the purple zone. Clock stops to reset the chains. They're taking their time along the far side. First catch of Logan Pepper's career. He hauled it in for the big gain. Bouchard takes the snap again. They're going to give this time Cook really nowhere to go. Minimal gain, maybe 2, maybe 3 yards. We're under 4 minutes to play.
I like what Pepper did there too. Instead of trying, okay, I'm open here, let me grab the ball, run. Take care of the ball, got it in, pulled it in, and made a nice reception. Steady play.
Bouchard in the shotgun. They fake the give to Cook. Going to throw the slant route. Pass is incomplete, and there's going to be a flag. Trying to hook up with Haynes, and now there's another flag. So one flag come in right after the play, and then a couple of seconds later, the back judge tosses his yellow hanky.
Pass is incomplete. There's a penalty on the play.
And clock stops with 3:37. We've got 2 yellow markers on the field. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. I don't know if somebody, after the PI call, if somebody said something or if the back judge was just a little late. Pass interference on Smackover. And so that's going to be can they give them 50? They're going to have to go half the distance, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
Automatic first down for Junction City. Ball's at the 9-yard line. 3:37 to play. Richard in the pistol. Cook directly behind him. Dragons trail by 19. Take the snap, give to Cook. He'll work over right guard, following a couple of blocks, still on his feet. He's going to be just shy of the goal line.
Cook on the carry.
They're going to mark him down at the 3. We're under 3.5 to play. Dragons do need to hurry. I know they're trailing by 19, but they're going to they won't help their cause if they're slow getting back on the football. There's the snap they give to Cook straight ahead and just shy. Gain of about 2 to the 1.
Buckaroos making them pay here. Draining time.
3 minutes to play. 39-20 is our score. Clock still running. Head official just Rashard under center. Takes the snap. He'll try to plow forward. Nothing going there. No call from either side.
Rashard on the carry.
And we're under 2.5 plays. Still no decision. Didn't look like he got in from here. 4th and goal from the Dragons. This is a pride drive right here. Just trying to punch one in. They give to Cook. Nowhere going. They read that one like a book. They knew who they were going to there, and that'll do it. Turnover on downs for the Dragons. With 2:14 to play. 39-20 is our score. And the Bucks have the football.
And give the Buckaroo defense credit. An outstanding job there. They knew what was coming. They read it, and they shut it down. And I tell you what, Jacob, Smackover, they keep it together. They can make a serious run this year. They got everything, about all the ingredients they need to do it. Speed, you got a good defense, solid offense, weapons on both sides to make things happen.
They've definitely got the pieces to make a deep run at that 3A title. And so now you got to think Smackover. I don't know if they'll decide to get under center. They're probably going to keep it in the gun. I'd just give to Crockett here a couple of times and head to the house. 2:14 to play. 39-20 is our score. 19-point advantage. And now we've got flags. Had 3 penalties in the first half, and here on the last 5 plays from scrimmage, we've had 3.
We've got to get our quota in, I guess.
I believe so. Too many men on the field. Smackover.
Yep.
Either that or a formation.
Let's see, we're waiting. Now we're ready to go. They backed it up half the distance. I'm going to assume formation on that one. Snap to Boone. Boone coming off. He got some running room.
He's got some running room. Still on his feet. Up
Good
across
run.
the 20-yard line. Down up near the 25-yard line. So that'll get them out of the shadows of their own goalpost, so to speak. That should bring us down to around 2 minutes. 39-20 is our score.
That's another Smackover Buckaroo.
It's a Buckaroo first down.
2005 will be just a long memory to Smackover fans after tonight. Congratulations.
Yeah, they'll definitely be relishing this one for
a while.
For a while, and rightly so. Been an all-around performance for Smackover. They scored defensively. They scored
offensively.
They scored offensively, and they scored in the special teams. I believe three times. Three times.
Three times.
And they give to Crockett. He'll cut up the grain. 30, 35, makes a man miss down across the 40. He'll stops him before he can cause any more damage with 1:38 to play. 39-20 is our score.
And you can tell the fire is out of the Dragons. They made a good run at it, trying to get and got back in it close enough to make it interesting, but Smackover come out in the second half and made the plays they had to make.
Junction City will call a timeout. We'll step aside with them. We'll pause for 30 seconds. Dragon football on the Dragon Sports Network.
.138 remaining as we're coming out of the timeout here at Buckaroo Stadium. And northern, or I guess we could say, Jacob, Northwest Union County is getting ready to celebrate here in about a minute and a half. The Dragons made a good run at it, but came up short. And Smackover right now just running a timeout.
And they had their opportunities. I mean, you go back and look. They'll go back and look on film this coming week and see they had their opportunities in several different chances to get back into the lead or get back into this ball game, especially here in the second half, as Biggers carries forward for about 3 yards.
Dawson Biggers on the carry.
And Junction City's going to call Junction City's going to call another timeout, but the clock is still rolling. I don't know why the clock was still rolling after timeout was called, but we'll step aside for 30 seconds. This is Dragon Football on the Dragon Sports Network. We're back here at Buckaroo Stadium. 39-20 is our score after the Dragon timeout. And so I believe the PA announcer just said a forfeit by Hampton.
Yes.
After the fight last night with Drew Central. That was kind of the big deal on Friday Night Football in Arkansas last night. So I guess Smackover had Hampton dialed in as a non-conference opponent, but the game with the Bulldogs will not be played as Biggers carries forward for about 4 or 5 more yards. And Junction City will call another timeout. We'll step aside for 30 more seconds. This is Junction City Football on the Dragon Sports Network. And we're back, minute 22 to play. 39-20 is our score. Smackover on top. The Bucks have this one in hand. And a lot to go back and look at on the old drawing board for Junction City. But you got to be proud of the way the Dragons fought there at the end of the first half. I mean, they were staring down a 26-6 deficit, and they fired back to make it a 26-20 deficit at the intermission. And come back, and, I mean, they had 2 drives down inside the 10 where they had opportunities to score and were unable to do so on an interception and on a fumble. So they had their opportunities, just got to be able to finish. They give to Crockett. He's going to go up the middle. He's going to go untouched.
Yep.
20, 15, 10, 5 touchdown.
Shot it right up the middle,
Yeah,
and nobody touched it. And like you said, Jacob, you had opportunities, and you blew them. And it's kind of like my old pap always said, you had a chance to kiss her, you should have kissed her. And we didn't do it, and that's all she wrote.
45-20 is our score with a minute 13, and the party's all but started here in Smackover as Williams is on for the extra point attempt. Junction City had called 2 timeouts there on that drive. And then Smackover's able to keep it.
And what's bad, though, the play, they run it just, with nothing fancy, just right up the middle.
And solid kick from Williams. It's good. Timeout on the field. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. This is Junction City Football on the Dragon Sports Network. Smackover 46. Junction City 20. We're back after 60.
.113 remaining at Buckaroo Stadium, and Smackover just put another score on, 46-20. And the Dragons awaiting the kickoff. And really, Jacob, beyond that, there's not much to say. We talked about it a while ago, opportunities, and opportunities were lost, but give the Buckaroos credit. They're solid in every facet of the game.
They certainly are, and they've got the playmakers. They've got guys that you can put the football in their hands, and I mean, just highlight reel type playmakers on all three phases of the game. And again, we've said it before. This is going to be a team to watch in Class 3A. And
I think we got to learn when your knee touches the ground, you're down.
You're down.
Yep.
That's all. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this, and for anybody listening, might not know much, but I know a darn good team when I see one, and I saw one tonight in the Buckaroos. My hat's off to them. They are solid, like we said, and they got a chance to go a long ways this year. In fact, it had to be a pretty good excuse not to see them in December in Little Rock.
Yeah.
The Junction City, though, let's talk about these Dragons a minute. This team showed some fight. They're growing. They're going to learn. They're young, and they're going to make mistakes. They did all that tonight.
Richard in the pistol. They're going to give to Cook. Full steam ahead. Picks up about 6, maybe 7.
Yep.
And we're under a minute to play here in Buckaroo Stadium.
And we got a flag.
And a flag on the play.
Oh, goodness.
From the back judge.
Yep.
John Burst on the tackle.
On the Bucks. Oh, goodness. Come on. We're waiting on the officials here. They called a penalty, and now they not sure what they're wanting to do. Okay. They must. That's what they must live up here, and they ain't got far to go.
Penalty moves the football up to about the 43-yard line. Still unsure of the call. And so now I believe they're going to bring in some of the second unit players for Junction City.
Yeah.
Here with 59 seconds to play. 46-20 is our score. Clock's under 50. Richard, they're running some other players onto the field.
And they're going to need to snap it here in a little bit. 4 seconds on the play clock.
And Richard takes the snap, going to give to, I believe that's Malone. He'll pick up about 3 yards, still on his feet, finally wrestled to the ground.
And that should do it. They'll be up to Chucks to see if they want to run one more play or not. And I think the Dragons are going to try to get another play in.
Richard in at quarterback. He'll be in the pistol. Under 10 seconds. This will probably be the final play of the game. Actually, I don't think Junction City's going to snap it, and they won't.
I would.
And that'll do it from Smackover. The Dragons fall. 46-20 is our final. Smackover on top of Junction City. We'll step aside for 2 minutes, then we'll be back with the pregame, or excuse me, with the postgame show. This is Junction City football on the Dragons Sports Network.
Everyone for coming out this evening.
And we're back here at Buckaroo Stadium. Final in Smackover, the Buckaroos 46, Junction City 20. And I tell you what, hats off to Smackover. We've said it before tonight. We'll say it one more time. Buckaroos are going to be a team to contend with in Class 3A this season.
No doubt about it. They're strong on every area, or every facet of the game. We talked about their offense, the playmakers they got. They're solid on defense. They can make some big plays on defense. They did it tonight. If you look at the 46 points they put up, Jacob, we could probably take 18, 22 of them I know came off of special teams and their defense. When you got an offense that can put points up like they put them up, then you got a defense and special teams contributing. That is a lot to deal with. And they got the speed to make plays all over the field and on both sides of the ball. So hats off to Smackover. They end the Dragons, I believe it was 8-game winning streak against them. Ended tonight in pretty impressive fashion.
And for Junction City, when you look at the Dragons, a lot to go over here in the bye week. They won't play next Friday, but they'll return to action on the road in North Louisiana against perennial power Haynesville. That'll be a big game for Junction City. But the Dragons, I mean, you come away with a loss, but there's a lot to look at and to be like, okay, that was positive. And I think one of the things you turn to is the grit of this team. I mean, they could have folded right there when it was 26-6, and it could have got out of hand very quickly. But you look up and they're able to fight back, make it 26-20 at the break. And then you come out at halftime and you have two opportunities inside the 10-yard line to score touchdowns and potentially tie the game, potentially take the lead, depending on how things shake up. But you're unable to do so. So you got to be proud with how they fought and how they were gritty. Just didn't end up the way they wanted to tonight.
No, it didn't. And you know, and like I said, give them credit because they were down early, 26-6. Like you said, they come back, they fought back. But one of the areas they're going to have to work on, and Coach Gary Meeks brings this up all the time, and it is oh so true. Got to learn, we got to start taking control, offensive side, offensive line, defensive line. Got to start establishing your presence there. And that's something the coaches are going to talk to them about, work on and everything. Our player of the game, let's give it to the workhorse. Jakaran Cook, 35 rushes, 208 yards and a touchdown. He was definitely the workhorse tonight. Well, we said about all we can say, Jacob. Thank you to our sponsors, and we thank all of y'all for joining us tonight. We'll see you in 2 weeks in Haynesville, Louisiana. For Jacob Pumphrey, I'm Wayne Pumphrey. For the rest of the Dragon Sports Network crew, have a great I start to say 4th of July. Have a great Labor Day weekend. We'll see you September 14th. This has been Junction City Football on the Dragon Sports Network.